Yo, what's poppin', everybody? We are less than 90 minutes away from the next possible GTA 6 delay. Do you think it's gonna be delayed? I don't know. All I know is, if it doesn't get delayed before this earnings call, I really don't think it's getting delayed at all. His name's Lint Liquor. I love that. You Lint Liquor. Are we just gonna skate around? until the earnings call starts, and then we'll swap on over. See what type of information we get, because a couple months ago, it was 20 minutes before the earnings call started or so that GTA 6 was delayed. What was that? It was last November. Yo, what's good? What's good? Oh, it says Randy Huff said hi. It used to not say that before, unless you said hi. That's dope. They updated that. Appreciate y'all hopping in the chat. Flip trick into a grind and pop shove at 720 out. All right. Like I said, man, you love it when you ain't even trying to do it and you get something like that. I love that. Hope everybody's enjoying their Thursday or their Friday or their Wednesday, depending on where you are out there. Oh yeah, we got the spin degrees. Woo! Got any GTA fans out there? All excited for GTA 6? You think it's gonna be delayed? Did we get any information today? We're definitely gonna get a little bit of insight into the marketing. That's what I'm excited for. I'm excited for the concrete stuff we're gonna get, which is a little tiny bit of insight into the numbers for marketing. That's probably it. Just about how much money is going to be spent, or possibly how much money has already been spent on marketing. And we'll see. That's what I'm here for. Hey, very nice. But it's on me. Ooh. Let's go. They should have kept the Nike stuff here. They maybe like took the branding away, but they should have kept it like an upgraded part. But my guess is they'll probably keep doing something. Pragmata? I haven't played that. It didn't really seem interesting for me personally. But I think from the people who've played it, I've only heard about good things. I haven't played that. I do want to play that. That looks fun. I haven't played that, but that one looks fun. I'm not even sure how much that will cost. No, I wasn't expecting that one to be good. It looks like exactly like Returnal, and I mean Returnal was fun for like 10 minutes. I like roguelikes like that. I don't like them 3D like that. Like I like stuff like Cult of the Lamb when it feels more arcadey, like Cult of the Lamb or Hades 2. But like Returnal, it just feels weird. It's like why all this effort for a game like that? What type of game is Pragmata? Is that a Souls-like? Pragmata Souls-like? it's not, then I'm tripping. It just looks like a Souls-like to me. But yeah. I'm fucking dead, bro. I did hear about that. Whoa. Nah, I'm chilling. If it's a Souls-like, I'm definitely not getting it. I'm not a fan of Souls-like games. The only real like Souls-like-ish type stuff that I like is the Jedi Star Wars games, the Star Wars Jedi Survivor, stuff like that. It's like but even that, I just don't like I don't like the whole dying and enemies are reset. It's just dying over and over and over and over again. And they're like, it's part of the game, and I'm just like, I just don't. It just annoys me. I don't like bashing my head against the wall. And then here I am bashing my head against the wall. I don't think. I gotta just get right here. Yeah, I know about that. It just seemed like a Souls-like. Oh man, that would have been nuts. How crazy would that be to land on that manual and then jump off of it? Sounds like more like something I would like. Whoa, oh, I was wondering what happened to the camera there. That was more like something I'd probably watch somebody play. Like if one of the YouTubers or streamers I like to watch plays, then I'd probably be like, alright, that, hell yeah. Ooh, oh, so close. But at least on this, I'm bashing my head against the wall on my own accord. Not because the game said so. That's just why I don't really like Souls-like games. Even when I'm trying to do something, eventually I do get tired of doing the same thing over and over again. I didn't have that. Oh! Alright. all that just to look stupid as hell. Battlefield 6 is pretty cool. Armored Core 6, that's like that mech game, right? Not really a fan of those. But Battlefield 6 is alright. I haven't played it in a while, though. Oh! I haven't really played anything competitive in a while. I haven't even really been playing Arc Raiders. Like, I do want to play it. I just been on my chill vibe shit lately. Dang! I should reinstall Battlefield 6. I haven't been on there in a while. Payoff was great, though. Oh, they got a new map up in there? Like a new map? Or is it an old map brought back? I think my Streamlabs bugging out because I'm flipping something. Oh yeah, we're back. Cool. Yeah, is it like a new map, or did they bring back like an old map? And how's the community side of things? Because I know before the game was before they released the game, they were talking about possibly being able to have community-made modes be turned into official modes. Old map brought back. How did I know? How did I know? Yeah, no, but that's fire though. Some of their old maps are lit. Oh, nice, not bad. That's not bad. It's always nice to see good old maps and updated graphics and stuff like that. Especially with where gaming's at right now, I feel like we're finally reaching that like sweet spot of gaming where gaming's just gonna be smooth for a while we have like reached like the at least I'm speaking like at least on console, I should say. We've reached like the technology that can handle like these bigger worlds and these more complicated features and mechanics and stuff like that. Then I think things are just going to start being more fun again. Things just felt stale for a couple years. But just so far with everything that's been coming out recently, it's been fire. Like even Batman, Lego Batman's been fire. Like that, and that game's huge. It's a Lego game and it's huge because that's what's possible now. Love it. Nice. Have they made any like game modes official? Like any community-made game modes official? Because there was some shit or something I'd seen where they like partnered with the Burnt Peanut or something and made some game mode
I don't know what that was about, though. I don't really watch it. I kind of want to go back to Sandman. Oh, Crimson Desert's amazing. I love it. I haven't played it in a couple weeks. I definitely want to get back to that. And you can, so when they cycle them, do they use, you can get XP for them and stuff? Oh. Oh yeah. And we're definitely going to look at the documents of this earnings call before the call goes live so we don't get surprised by Strauss fucking Zelnick telling us this game got delayed. Fuck that, dude. That's what happened last time almost. But we saw the documents. We didn't see the tweet. We didn't see the Rockstar's tweet 20 minutes before the fucking earnings call because we were live waiting for the earnings call. And then we were reading the documents and I was like, I had the double take and I was like, wait, huh? November 19th? What are you talking about? And then he said it. Hey, appreciate you, homie. Yeah, appreciate you stopping by. What? Have I never been here? When did they... Is this a community card? Okay. Notice the timer. I like this one. I haven't been back here in a while. Ooh! I like this. This is fire. But hell yeah, appreciate you stopping by, Sir Jacob. I don't think so. I don't think it's going to be delayed. But if it's going to be delayed, I think it'll be delayed today. I think if they were to delay it another year, I think they'd be killing the hype. They'd be killing it. They'd be doing more bad than good at that point, I think. And even 6 months. But we'll see. I personally don't think it's going to be delayed, but I still believe it could be delayed. Like, I feel like it could be delayed at any point, but I don't think it will be. I like going over here. Nah, I think it will. I think because people are already getting extremely upset. Like, bro, it's getting to another level. Like the delusion and the cope and all the shit, it's getting to another level. Because they really never should have released that first trailer yet. Like gaps between the trailers and stuff like that. Bro, Mafia Old Country is alright. I haven't beaten it, but it's alright. I definitely prefer the older ones. But I think that's a given. The heck? Or in the House of Rolling Reverence and Gold Crest. Got week 11 live, alright. Dailies. I wish they would have remade the second one too, because it's weird that the second one's just a remaster, and then you go and play the second one and it looks worse and plays worse than the first one. It's tough. It's rough. It really is, in my opinion. Oh. I'm gonna be down in there anyway. Oh my god. Lights used to be like that. Not the lights, the windows. The glass window. They used to give reflection, but they did update the lighting. Or is that update? I think that update's coming in the next season. Plus, it's also investors. Like the pressure from investors. I feel like it's gonna get to a point, like Strauss Zelnick is like, yeah, we let Rockstar do what they got to do, blah blah blah. But I feel like it also gets to a point where they're like, yeah, but all right, let's go, let's hurry this shit the fuck up, and let's get it going because I want to make some money. And I feel like that might be why we got trailer 1 in the first place, because it had been so long, and they're like, bro, let's get this shit on the road. Like, let's go. You got Strauss Zelnick being like, yeah, we're gonna hit May 2025. We're gonna do it. Yeah, we're gonna get it. Was it May 2025 or May 2026? It was May 2026. Yeah, May 2026. We're gonna do it, because I feel like that was them being like, yeah, you guys are gonna release this shit on May 2026 or something, or y'all need to give us a release date. And they were like, oh, okay, May 2026. Sure, okay. And then that's when everybody was like, yeah, we don't think we're going to hit it. We don't think we're going to hit it. That's what Tom Henderson was saying. He came out twice. On both delays was like, yeah, they don't think they're going to hit it. Everybody's talking internally, blah, 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 blah. They're all worried. And then it got delayed. Tom Henderson ain't been talking like that at all. And I've only heard good things about the delay. I heard the delay allow them to keep content from being cut. Probably not all of it, but some of it, some stuff that they wanted to keep in there. But I've heard only good things came from the delay. So hopefully we are good. Of course, I don't want it to be delayed. I don't think it'll be delayed, but I know and I'm sane and I realize it could definitely be delayed still. And I really hope it doesn't get delayed because it's coming out on my son's birthday, so that's gonna be dope. The other one. 1440 spin, tail walk, rocket air through rolling reverence. No. It's like, oh. Whoa. Is that me or did somebody put something there? Yeah, this is where the freebies put their stuff. Whores who can't afford Grom. The ones who don't go to Grom, this is where they do it. What we do? It's not area to do it. Hey, oh no, we didn't. I thought he did. Look at that, they left. That was easy. That one was easy. As soon as you start fucking with them, they can't take it. I know. Oh. What do I do with the tail? Clipped his face. Mm-mm. Alright, we literally are chilling. Like, I could do this for the next hour if I have to. Woo! Look at him go. I want to see somebody come down. If you have to. Oh my god, I was still on the board. That would have been sick. Hey. No, I'm definitely not landing. I don't know how to land that shit, honestly. Really worried about his missions anyway. Like to get that. Pants are dope. But that's shit. Switch. I got. Son of a bitch. Fuck. All that time to get up there just to fuck it up in a second. Oh no, I gotta piss. I was gonna take a piss when I got to the top and then I fell down. Oh man.
Be right back.
Te voy a mandar al infierno. Vas a morir.
Enter? This is one of the things? Up here? Are you serious? Oh, that's so cool. Oh, that's so cool. Now you don't gotta climb it if you don't want to. Oh, no, it's random. Whoa. Take him back up here, please. Oh, not it. Oh. I gotta move over a little bit. Oh. I don't know how to. You gotta hit a 1440. I don't know how to do that. Ooh. This is landed? Oh my gosh, I would have nuts. I think we have to be facing the other way. $350. Got 40 minutes till this earnings call. Oh, damn. Imagine being that guy standing there. I swear. felt like that's where I landed. Didn't feel like I was getting pulled to it. Maybe we weren't getting pulled to it. Yeah, it was good. Good, MJ. I don't know why just the way we're lined up. Crazy. God dang. I'm chilling. How you doing? I could totally land that if that other piece wasn't there. And that would be so sick. But we're not going. Appreciate y'all hopping in chat. Oh. It looked like it hurt. No, it's not my favorite game. My favorite game, I'd have to say my favorite game's probably Red Dead 2 right now, and it's gonna be GTA 6 when it drops. I've been waiting. Before Red Dead 2, it was GTA Online, not GTA 5. I'd say GTA Online. But that stuff's so old. I just haven't really been able to stay into it. Not Red Dead 2. GTA Online. So I'm ready for the next one. I'm ready for it to be the continuation of my favorite game. The GTA series has been my favorite series forever. And I'm gonna keep going and then I respawn back here when I went down. Yeah, Red Dead 2 was fire. I just wish it was 60 FPS on console. I like playing it on PC, but I prefer playing on console. Really? I can't link anything at the moment. Have I been on YouTube? I think I'm closing in on my first year, like going live and really posting and stuff like that. But we've had this account since 2019, but we really only started actually posting and going live around like a year ago. Universal. We love YouTube. It's fire. I mean, you can do whatever you want if you're gonna do it for free. not in the market for none of that, big dog. Ooh. Yeah, no problem, homie. Appreciate you tuning in the chat. I think I can do like foot plants. Good. What? Yeah, we will. Yeah, we will later. After the call. What's up, buddy? Hey. Appreciate you tuning in, homie. Appreciate the kind words. Not really where we wanted to go. Still counts. Whoa. 401. 401. Oh man. It's 401. Oh snap, we're gonna be able to look at the documents here in a couple minutes. We're gonna go over the documents. I'm just gonna let y'all know if I look at the documents and see that this shit's delayed, I'm not listening to the call. Just want y'all to know that. So let's all hope it isn't delayed. Or I mean you can hope it's delayed too if you want. Don't let me stop you. fuck was that, dude? Between his legs. Ooh, I don't know what the hell I thought I was doing. Okay, I didn't think he was actually gonna clear that. Let's keep moving. Just keep fucking embarrassing himself here, dude. All those fucking skaters there, bro. Oh my god, dude. Damn, look like you did that shit on purpose. What? On what? Oh, on that one, good. Good job. Where we at? Love this place. And I didn't press the press. Honestly forgot about the dark slides and shit. Yeah, so good, this game, dude. Let me bring it back. That was dope. Oh. Yeah, I did the thing though. Did it. Yeah. One more. Oh, yeah, right there. Ooh. One more. Come on. Dark slide this bitch. I really thought I was about to do it right there, too. Ooh. Let's go. Dark slide. Dark slide this bitch. Ah. Come on. Are you ready for it? This is the one. Fucking try. Alright, last try. Yeah! Woo! Alright, give me 1 second. One second. couple minutes yet till we can get in there.
Ooh, appreciate everybody tuning in out there. Excuse me.
But 478 subscribers, that's crazy. 22 subscribers away from 500 is insane. Insane. If at the beginning of this year you told me I was gonna hit 500 this year, I would have probably been like, I don't know, you know. And it's what? It's May. It's not even the end of May, and we're about to hit 500. That is insane. That's insanity, yo. Like how? How have almost 500 people hit that subscribe button? That's crazy. Gotta wait a couple more minutes for the documents to go live, but we're in here waiting for the call. Call starts in 15 minutes. I'm probably gonna go and do some dabs while we wait. This says materials here. There are no materials yet, so that's probably just for the event. So it'll pop up like this. Earnings presentation. It's gonna be their presentation that they're going off of. It'll probably be 5 or 10 minutes, and then that'll pop up. Where we find out, I'm gonna go and check Rockstar's Twitter real quick, because they're gonna be the ones to announce a delay. They're not. Take-Two's not announcing a delay. Nope, they didn't tweet nothing. Last thing they tweeted was 6 hours ago about GTA Online. Car Meet series. Looking good. Looking good. Looking good. It's not delayed. It's not delayed because they're going to be the ones to announce it. Take-Two's not going to be the ones to announce it. So we at least know GTA 6 has not been delayed today. It hasn't been delayed today. We'll see if Strauss Zelnick reiterates the November 19th release date. We'll see what the attitude is around it. I'm mainly here. I've been excited about this for weeks, past 3 months. I've been excited for the earnings calls because I'm excited to just hear numbers. This one's going to be an exciting one because it's the end of the fiscal year 2026, which means they're hopefully going to give a little bit of information on their projections for the Q1 of fiscal year 2027, which should include the numbers that they're spending, the money that they're spending on marketing. So we'll see. I'm going to be right back. I'm going to go take some dabs while we wait.
All right, let's see. Gonna be a lot of shit we don't know anything about. Watch, it's gonna be they cut it even closer, and they and they just now tweeted out that it's fucking delayed. Woo! Woo! There it is in writing. There it is in writing. Launching November 19, 2026. Core existing IP, 15 of them. Nice. Okay, so we've got Judas is still TBA. 2K. CSR 3. Has that been on sitting on here? I think it has been. I think that's what's got me excited. That's why I haven't touched CSR 2. I'm waiting for CSR 3. I've played the CSR games a little bit, but knowing there's a CSR 3 coming, I'm just gonna sit on there. I don't know what any of this shit means. Maybe they won't talk about Q1 2027 at all, but it'll be nice to hear them say the game is not being delayed yet. Talking about trailer 1, trailer 2. Boom. Released across an unprecedented 3 console generations. Well, what about Skyrim? Ever-changing world. Ever-changing? I mean, I guess if you're talking about the updates, fair enough. Come on, man. Give us some love for Red Dead Online, man.
Okay, we love Rockstar. We love Rockstar. Zynga. This has probably been the same for like the past how many things. I've never really looked at it. It's about to start. It's about to start. Oh my god. Oh my god. It's about to start. Oh my god. Take-Two prices moving. Trading higher after company reported better than expected Q4 financial results. Wonder if any more interviews are gonna go live. Here we go, folks. See what they gotta say. Why's my capture card still making?
Hello, and thank you for standing by. My name is Tiffany, and I will be your conference operator today.
We're good. Well, maybe if nothing starts in June, then maybe there wouldn't be any information on Q1 2027. Boom. Again. That's why we're not getting nothing. We're not getting nothing until summer. We're not getting shit. We're not getting shit until the summer. We're not getting shit until the summer, yo. That's it. There's nothing to look into. No fucking license plate. No fucking moon theory. We're not getting shit until the summer. That don't start until the end of June. And that's if we even get anything in June. We might not get anything until at least July. It's the August earnings call. That's the one we're going to be looking forward to next. Hopefully marketing will have started by then, because that's going to be summertime. So maybe it won't. Maybe Tom Henderson's right and nothing's going to start until August before the earnings call. Maybe what everybody's thinking it was happening and was going to happen today, put that towards the August earnings call. I'm telling you, put it towards the August earnings call. If that's the latest you're going, the August earnings call, by the August earnings call, the marketing campaign should have started. I'm saying it right now. And I will double, triple, quadruple down on that. Damn. I'm in there. I'm included in that. 85 million. Damn. A 160 million rounds of golf. That's a lot. Oh, but while I've got you here, that's the Cooper Howard Chase Funko Pop instead of the Vault Boy. Got Cooper Howard from the TV show. I like showing him off. Why is my
and to
bro?
invest in
What the?
technology to form
I
much
don't
greater
understand how
creative
my desktop
capabilities and
audio was
operational
muted. I
efficiencies
unmuted it
across our
and it somehow
organization.
muted it.
I'm immensely proud of our teams and exceedingly optimistic that we'll continue to drive greater
I
success
don't know how the fuck that
and
happened.
shareholder value for the long term. I'll
L
now turn
streamer.
the call over to Carl.
Why none of y'all
Thanks,
tell me?
Ross. I'd like to thank our teams for another strong quarter and for laying the groundwork for an exciting chapter in our
But they
company's
said
history.
they said
We are extremely optimistic about
marketing
our
campaign
upcoming
starting in the
pipeline,
summer.
which includes 29 titles through fiscal 2029. In the interest of precision, we are now only counting mobile games in our pipeline
I
that
must
have been
have that on
specifically
hotkey and I
scheduled for
accidentally hit the
worldwide
hotkey
launch
or
within
something.
the 3-year window. Our teams continue to develop and test many new titles not reflected
It's
in
cool
this
because we
outlook,
haven't really
some
heard
of which
anything
may
that
be
we're hoping
added to
to
our
hear yet.
multi-year calendar.
Anything about upcoming stuff.
Fiscal 2027 is set to be a milestone year, led by the launch of Grand Theft Auto 6 on November 19th. We plan to release 6 additional titles during the fiscal year, including 2 mobile titles, 3 sports titles, which are NBA 2K27,
I wonder if one of
PGA
those is
Tour
CSR3.
2K27, and WWE 2K27, and 1 platform extension. Our labels will also continue to provide new content and experiences that drive engagement and recurrent consumer spending across many of our previously released titles. Looking ahead, we currently expect to deliver 22 titles throughout fiscal 2028 and 2029, including 1 mobile title, 5 sports titles, 3 core new IPs, and 13 core existing IPs, which includes 7 sequels and 6 remakes, remasters, and platform extensions. We look forward to sharing more about our groundbreaking pipeline, which we believe will drive a new period of growth
That sounds
and long-term returns for
interesting.
our shareholders. I'll now turn the call over to Lainey.
Thanks, Carl, and good afternoon, everyone. Fiscal 2026 was an exceptional year for Take-Two, as we achieved record net bookings and operating performance. Each of our labels significantly outperformed the initial forecast we provided last May, as our teams maintained their focus on product innovation and delivering the highest levels of quality and value. I'd like to thank our teams for their passion and dedication as we embark on this milestone year marked by the highly anticipated release of Grand Theft Auto 6 and strength across our core businesses. Turning to our results, we delivered fourth quarter net bookings of $1.58 billion, which was above the high end of our guidance range of $1.51 to $1.56 billion. This reflected better than expected performance from the Grand Theft Auto series, several mobile titles, and the Red Dead Redemption series. Recurrent consumer spending growth was strong, increasing 7% over last year and accounting for 82% of net bookings. This included 7% growth for mobile and 5% growth for Grand Theft Auto Online, both of which surpassed our expectations. NBA 2K increased 10%, which represented one of the strongest fourth quarters in franchise history, but was softer than anticipated as trends moderated from the extreme growth we achieved during the second and third quarters of the year. During the quarter, we launched Sid Meier's Civilization 7 for Apple Arcade, PGA Tour 2K25 for Switch 2, and WWE 2K26. GAAP net revenue increased 6% to $1.68 billion, while cost of revenue declined 5% to $741 million. Operating expenses decreased significantly to $928 million, as last year included a $3.6 billion impairment expense related to goodwill and acquired intangible assets. On a management basis, operating expenses declined 2% year over year, which was favorable to our guidance due to lower marketing expenditures, some of which shifted out of the period. For fiscal 2026, we achieved net bookings of $6.72 billion, which was above the high end of our guidance range of $6.65 to $6.7 billion. Recurrent consumer spending grew 17% and accounted for 78% of net bookings. NBA 2K grew over 30%. Mobile increased 13%.
Yeah, so they reiterated that Rockstar is going to be
increased
starting
6%,
their marketing
all
campaign in the
sharply
summer.
exceeding our initial May guidance.
So I'm
Operating
pretty sure we're
cash
not
flow
getting
was
shit
$624 million
until summer. And then I'm even thinking,
forecast of $450 million.
what if Tom Henderson was right?
reflecting
Because
our
he was thinking
fantastic fourth
August, and
quarter.
August is the next
We
earnings
spent
call.
approximately
Everybody was
$163
thinking
million
this earnings
in
call, they
capital
would drop trailer
expenditures,
3. What if they
which
drop
due to
trailer 3
timing
before the next
was
earnings
favorable
call,
to our
and that's the
forecast.
beginning of the marketing?
GAAP net revenue rose 18% to
Like, just because the
$6.65
marketing
billion,
starts in the
and
summer
cost of
doesn't mean
revenue
it starts at the
increased
beginning of
11%
summer.
to $2.8
It could
billion.
start at the end of summer.
Operating expenses decreased significantly to $3.9 billion due to the impairment charges that I mentioned previously from last year's fourth quarter. On a management basis, operating expenses rose 7% year over year, which represented strong leverage over the prior year. Today, we are providing our initial outlook for fiscal 2027. We project net bookings to range from $8 billion to $8.2 billion, which reflects approximately 20% growth over fiscal 2026, primarily due to the launch of Grand Theft Auto 6 on November 19th, along with successful execution across our entire portfolio. The largest contributors to net bookings are expected to be the Grand Theft Auto series, NBA 2K, Toon Blast, Match Factory, Empires & Puzzles, the Red Dead Redemption series, Words with Friends, Color Block Jam, and Zynga Poker. We expect recurrent consumer spending to be flat to fiscal 2026 and to represent 65% of net bookings. Our recurrent consumer spending forecast assumes NBA 2K is up high single digits, the Grand Theft Auto series is up, and mobile is down, due to last year's success of Color Block Jam and our assumption that trends will moderate for several of Zynga's mature mobile titles. We expect the net bookings breakdown from our labels to be roughly 36% Rockstar Games, 35% Zynga, and 29% 2K. We are forecasting operating cash flow in excess of $1 billion, and we expect to be in a net cash position by the end of the fiscal year. We plan to deploy approximately $200 million of capital expenditures for game technology and office buildouts. We expect GAAP net revenue to range from $7.9 to $8.1 billion, and cost of revenue to range from $3.5 to $3.62 billion. Our total operating expenses are expected to range from $4.18 to $4.2 billion. On a management basis, we expect operating expense growth of approximately 8% year over year, which represents significant leverage over fiscal 2026. This
so
growth
these are
is
the numbers we're
largely
looking
due
for.
to higher marketing expense to support
Yep.
the launch of Grand Theft Auto 6
Yep.
and our new mobile releases, as well as higher R&D costs. Now moving
But
on
it's
to our
not like
guidance
a
for the fiscal first
not like
quarter.
a quarter.
We project net bookings to range from $1.32 to
This is what we want.
$1.37 billion compared to $1.42 billion in the first quarter last year. The largest contributors to net bookings are expected to be NBA 2K, the Grand Theft Auto series, Toon Blast, Match Factory, Empires & Puzzles, the Red Dead Redemption series, Color Block Jam, Words with Friends, and Zynga Poker. We project recurrent consumer spending to decline by approximately 3%, which assumes high single-digit growth for NBA 2K and declines for mobile and the Grand Theft Auto series. We expect GAAP net revenue to range from $1.45 to $1.5 billion and cost of revenue to range from $578 to $594 million. Operating expenses are planned to range from $926 to $936 million. On a management basis, operating expenses are expected to grow by approximately 3% year over year, primarily driven by a modest increase in personnel costs. In closing, fiscal 2027 will introduce a new level of operating performance, which we expect to sustain well into the future, driven by a robust pipeline and expansion opportunities across our core franchises. With our focus on incorporating new technologies and tools, we feel confident in our ability to scale our business,
I don't think we're getting
generate
anything.
operational
I don't think
efficiencies,
we're getting that
and leverage
trailer
the
in
power
quarter
of our
one,
balance sheet,
2027.
which we believe will drive
I don't think
long-term
we're getting
shareholder returns.
that trailer
Thank you.
until
I'll now turn
July
the
or
call back to
August.
Strauss.
I don't
Thanks,
think
Laney
that
and Carl.
marketing's
On
starting
behalf of
until
our
July
entire
or August,
management
y'all.
team, I'd like to thank our colleagues around the
But
world
we're there. We're
for
almost
their
there.
commitment
It's
to
the end of
excellence and
May.
to our strategy of being the
It's
most
the end
creative,
of May. We're
most
almost
innovative, and the most
there.
efficient company in the entertainment industry. To our shareholders, I want to express our appreciation for your continued support.
We'll sit for the
We'll now
Q&A.
take your
We'll
questions.
sit for the Q&A.
Operator?
It's the best part. Let's be honest.
At this time, if you would like to ask a question, press star, then the number 1 on your telephone keypad. To withdraw your question, simply press star 1 again. We will pause for just a moment to compile the Q&A roster. Your first question comes from the line of Eric Handler with Roth Capital Partners. Please go ahead.
Good afternoon. Thanks for the question. Laney, just a couple things within the guidance. Looks like, at least on a non-GAAP basis, your operating expenses are looking, let's call it for round number purposes, about $3.8 billion. That's a $300 million incremental increase on a year-over-year basis. How much of that is due to marketing? And when you look at sort of like the trend for the next couple of years for G&A and R&D, what do those trajectories look like? I assume they'll be much smaller than revenue growth.
Yes, that's correct. So we expect to have a lot of leverage over the next couple of years as we continue to scale the business. And for the $300 million higher for this coming year, about half of that is for selling and marketing expenses for the entire company, as we have significant marketing for our entire pipeline of titles that are coming out this year.
Okay, that's helpful. And then as a follow-up, how should we think about RCS, and once GTA 6 comes out, how are you sort of thinking about the trajectory of GTA Online when that game is launched?
Rockstar will provide more details on the GTA series when they're ready to talk about that.
Yeah, I think you're asking, though, to what do we expect will happen with recurrent consumer spending regarding GTA Online? And look, I think to say that everyone has been pleased by the ongoing trajectory of GTA Online, Red Dead Online, the sales of GTA 5, the sales of Red Dead would be a great understatement. These titles have proven to be vastly more resilient than anyone expected, and I think it's a reflection of the quality of the work that Rockstar has done. Despite the fact that Grand Theft Auto 5 is now has been in market for 3 console generations, it continues to sell. It's now up to 230 million units. Red Dead is up to 85 million units. So, we're so extraordinarily pleased with how Rockstar's titles have performed. It's difficult to know exactly how Grand Theft Auto Online will do after the release of Grand Theft Auto 6, but certainly it will stay in market, and certainly there are many, many consumers who love the title.
Thank you. Very helpful.
Your next question comes from the line of Colin Sebastian with Baird. Please go ahead.
Thanks. Congratulations on the year. I have a couple of questions as well. I guess first off, as cash flow influx per the guidance for the coming fiscal year, how are you guys thinking about capital allocation between returning to shareholders versus other uses? And I have a follow-up.
So, this will sound boringly consistent with our answer to this question. It's the same as it has been for as long as we've been in the position of having positive cash flow and positive cash balances. There are 3 uses of our capital here. First, to support organic growth. This company's story has largely been an organic growth story, and we certainly have expectations for organic growth in fiscal 27. And we believe that fiscal 27 is setting a new benchmark, a new standard for this company going forward. That's all organic. But as you can see from our numbers, we have to invest to be in a position where we can grow in that way. And our balance sheet and our P&L allows us to do just that. Well, that'll continue. The second use of our capital is very selectively when it makes strategic sense. And let me emphasize this, when it's accretive, we are willing to engage in inorganic opportunities. The most recent meaningful one was, of course, the acquisition of Zynga in 2022 for $9.7 billion in cash and stock. And then more recently, the acquisition of Gearbox. And so, I'm proud to say that all of our acquisitions have turned out to be accretive and successful over, nearly a 2-decade period. That's pretty breathtaking for corporations, not generally the case. And I think that's because we're immensely disciplined. You're not going to see us doing deals hand over fist, but assuming our balance sheet continues to improve, I think you could imagine more inorganic growth in the future as well. And we've already said in this release today that we expect to be in a net cash position by the end of the fiscal year. And finally, we return capital to the shareholders when it makes sense. So far, we've done that through share buybacks, and they are opportunistic. We believe that share buybacks make sense for our shareholders when they are executed at deep value. Our last buyback was done at $158 a share. We'll see how the stock opens tomorrow, but I think no matter what, that was a pretty good plan on our side. So, like all stocks, they move around different price points. Our stock traded down as low as I think 195 in the last 6 weeks, and there is an opportunity to return capital to the shareholders when it makes sense.
Thanks for the reminder on those, Strauss. I guess maybe as a follow-up, and maybe some of the structural issues in the industry, including sales of current-gen consoles. I'm just curious how that impacts, your thinking, your assumptions in terms of establishing pricing and pre-order expectations for titles like GTA 6 in the coming year. Thank you.
Sorry, what would the relationship be from your point of view?
The install base of hardware may not be as high in this current console generation as it might otherwise have been. Certainly value price points for certain titles have done well versus premium pricing. So those considerations.
Look, when we look at pricing, I would not say we look at it in the context of the install base. We absolutely look at pricing in the context of the property itself. And so what we want to do in every situation, whether that's console, mobile, PC, frontline, or catalog, is deliver to the consumer vastly more entertainment value.
Did I just hear somebody fucking cough?
We want the consumer to have a
What was
great
that?
experience. And we think a consumer experience is the intersection of what you get and what you pay for it. And probably a great example of that is Mafia: The Old Country, which is a terrific title. But it's not, it's not a 100-hour experience, not a 50-hour experience. And so we priced the title at $50, and consumers were thrilled, and we had a massive hit on our hands. Now, I suspect we could have priced it at a higher level. We wanted to make sure that consumers loved it, and part of loving something is feeling good about what you pay for it.
Your next question comes from the line of Doug Creutz with TD Cowen. Please go ahead.
Hey, thank you. I wanted to ask, in the context of your guidance that mobile you're assuming is down this year, based on some attenuation in the performance of older games. Is that based on anything you're seeing in the year to date, or is that more of a, hey, these are older titles, let's be prudent in our outlook? Similar to, I think for many years you guys had sort of said we expect GTA Online to be down because it's a many-year-old live service game, and then it would typically do better. Can you just give some context around that, and then also what you might be assuming for your 2 new mobile launches within that guide? Thank you.
So it's a very fair question. We had a great year at Zynga, and I think it's more the way you characterized it, which is we're not prepared to guide to, continually beating expectations materially at any business unit. So we do guide as we see it, and this is how we see it. However, as you said, it is a reflection of the fact that some titles that were newer last year are older this year. Now, all that said, Toon Blast was up 25%, and it's a very old title. So we do have opportunities to exceed our expectations now and then. But this is our best estimate sitting here today. As far as our expectations around new launches, we in the mobile side particularly, we never anticipate huge numbers because it's just impossible to do so. Hit ratios are just too low. So our guidance would typically reflect our expectations around the marketing spend in the year, because we would never guide around doing something silly. In the mobile business, if you're getting bad immediate results from a marketing spend, you stop doing it. And our dev costs are pretty manageable in the mobile world. So I would say, unlike say console, where you have a big release, I'm not going to give you the example you want. So we have basketball coming up. Like, we know how many units it sold so far, 10 million units sold in to date. We know the prior year, the year before that, we have a sense of the market. Like, we can estimate that pretty well within a band. But with mobile, we just don't have the ability to do that. So I think it is, you correctly intuited that our mobile numbers would not include an expectation for some massive new release hit.
Very helpful. Thank you.
Your next question comes from the line of Corey Carpenter with JP Morgan. Please go ahead.
Good afternoon. I had two questions on NBA 2K. Clearly, I think record year for the franchise this year, but hoping you could expand a bit on the trends you saw in the quarter. I think they moderated, you said in the prepared remarks, a little more than you had expected. So what did you see there? And then, Carl, maybe could you talk a bit about the engagement that you saw with the initial college basketball rollout? Thank you.
So for NBA, this was one of our strongest quarters for Q4 in the franchise history. In terms of looking at our expectations, this reflects the extreme growth of Q2 and Q3, where we saw a high concentration of spending from our most engaged players early in the year, which left less upside opportunity heading into Q4. So that's really what we saw in Q4 this year.
And on the college piece, yeah, we are very excited about our college release for season 5. I would describe it at this point as it's a taste of what's to come. We did a deal with that featured 16 universities. It's basically validated our expectations and the opportunity that we think could be very meaningful for us going forward. So the short answer is stay tuned. It's very exciting for us, and we're very happy how things have turned out so far.
Appreciate everybody tuning in out there.
And maybe as a follow-up, Strauss, on the last earnings call, Google Genie had just launched in beta. There's been some conversations more recently around the ability for AI to perhaps create GTA 6 in a couple of months. I know this is a bit of a generic high-level question you've touched on before, but just given this remains a pretty big debate among investors, thought it'd be helpful to hear your latest views just around what you're seeing in AI and how you expect it to change the gaming industry and Take-Two in particular. Thanks.
We remain enormously optimistic. Technology helped build this company. Video games are created largely inside computers and always have been. When I started in the video game business in 1993, we were making 32-bit games, and they certainly didn't look anything like they do today, and that's all driven by tech. I think the sort of confusion surrounds a belief that somehow more efficient asset creation puts us at some disadvantage or creates a competitive advantage for someone else. And I just don't believe that's the case. To the extent that technology allows anyone to do a better job in asset creation, naturally we'll avail ourselves of the same technology. If you take a look at the tech in market that is currently licensed for the creation of video games, it's licensed broadly. No one exclusively licenses technology for video games. So if a competitor has access to AI and that allows someone to do something better, quicker, cheaper, then we would have access to the same thing. The second point that I've made that I would stand behind is that the asset creation is not the same as hit creation. So the entire story around the Gemini release was, wow, you can create assets that look like video games more easily than you could before. I hope that's true because that'll benefit us naturally. We have 3-part strategy: be the most creative, be the most innovative, be the most efficient. Seems to me that even if it doesn't help with creativity, it certainly should help with efficiency and innovation. So that could be thrilling, but we do have to remind ourselves asset creation is not the same as hit creation. And the best example of that is, there are thousands of new mobile releases a year, but there's a handful of new mobile hits a year.
This is a good explanation of AI use.
Despite the fact that everyone has access to the same tech, because everyone licenses exactly the same underlying technology for the creation of mobile titles as we do. I remain highly optimistic. Now I'll give you a real world example. I was visiting one of our studios And they showed me some advertisements that they were putting together to advertise their games. And these were live action ads, and they were funny and cute, 15 to 30-second ad units that you've seen a zillion times. They were all created with AI, licensed AI, legal AI. And the script was done in-house for free, well, by people, colleagues who worked at the company already. And the software was used, AI software was used. The entire cost of making the spot was zero. And previously, we hired third-party companies to actually create those with human beings. And those spots could cost $25,000, $50,000, $100,000. Now, please note, we, not only were we not interested in reducing our headcount to make this happen, we didn't have the opportunity to reduce our headcount to make this happen. The entire marketing team at this particular studio is 2 people. They're doing a great job. But what AI has allowed them to do is be more efficient, make great stuff, and do it cheaper. This is all a benefit to our company.
Thank you.
Your next question comes from the line of Chris Schull with UBS. Please go ahead.
Great, thank you. Strauss, I believe it was a few quarters ago you mentioned your expectations for GTA 6 continue to increase. Any updates you can provide on your general expectations and levels of confidence for the franchise based on the indicators you have at this point? And how do you expect that this title will perform relative to GTA 5? And then, Lainie, maybe I know there's a lot of noise to margins this year with the marketing and the software amort, but I believe I heard you said there's a lot of leverage over the next few years. But can you just remind us how you're thinking about the ability to return to the historic margin levels that Take-Two used to see? Thank you.
I don't recall the comment you alluded to. I'm pretty much, I think I've always said the same thing, which is, how could we not be? We're all extraordinarily excited about what Rockstar Games is working on. We're all incredibly enthusiastic about the upcoming release. And equally, this is a management team that never claims success before it occurs. And I'm pretty sure that every time we've had the luxury of having a conversation about an upcoming release that looked good, I've said, we absolutely never opine on how high is up. We certainly work toward the best result and hope for the best result. But that is out of our hands. What's in the hands of Rockstar, from a development point of view and a marketing point of view, is trying to make the best entertainment property they possibly can, and then bringing it effectively to consumers all over the world. That's what we aim to do, and we do feel really, really good about it.
Margin improvement remains a key priority in our financial strategy, but we recognize that margins will fluctuate over time based on a variety of factors. In fiscal 2027, we're reaching a new level of operating performance, which we expect to sustain well into the future, driven by a robust pipeline and expansion opportunities across our core franchises. So as we operate at this new level and generate operational efficiencies through reduction efforts and leveraging new technologies, including AI, we aim to enhance our margin profile over time. So if you think about our operating expense leverage, it represents our largest
My shit was
opportunity, which
muted.
we
My
believe
bad.
we can
No,
achieve
I'm
as
just
we
kidding.
grow
I
our
was just
scale,
going.
both organically and inorganically.
I don't know how to
We've
play this
mentioned
shit yet.
previously that gross margins
I
on
just
many
know
of our
Bill.
titles are affected by the increasing costs of development. So we've been making many structural improvements, including the driving efficiencies and reducing expenses. So you've seen some of that coming through the P&L in the last couple of years, and the leverage we've seen in the last year in terms of our operating expenses. Also, the D2C efforts in mobile, that's also working towards improving our margins. So this was a year where we scaled the business meaningfully and we achieved strong leverage on our expense structure. So we'll continue to do that as we look into the future.
Thank you.
Your next question comes from the line of Andrew Marok with Raymond James. Please go ahead.
Hi, thanks for taking my questions. Maybe one on the Rockstar Mission Creator. I know Strauss called that out in the prepared remarks as an interesting factor. I guess, are there any learnings from the early days of that and some of the recent missions that were created as you look to scale UGC and some of your Rockstar properties? And then I have a follow-up.
Look, we're trying to meet players where they are, and to the extent that people want to have a hand in creation, there are numerous opportunities for them to do so. So, I just think it's incredibly exciting, and our company embraces these advances. So, we're not precious about what we do here. We're open-minded. Another example of that is the 5M business. You know, where this started as sort of a business that was outside of our four walls, and you know, and now it's a business that's inside our four walls, and we're thrilled that it is.
Very
Okay,
interesting.
thank
You
you.
brought
And
up
then maybe
5M.
one more on mobile, if I could. I know that there has been some kind of correlation between the mobile business and macroeconomic factors in the past. I guess, what level of conservatism might you be baking into the guide around general economic conditions as it relates to the mobile business? Thank you.
Well, look, we you know, we're not economists, although we certainly have a point of view about where the economy is going, and that is one of the factors we consider when we build guidance.
Your next question comes from the line of Matthew Cost with Morgan Stanley. Please go ahead.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for taking the question. Strauss, there's a comment you made in the prepared remarks about your expectation to sustain higher levels of scale going forward. Just given the potential for Grand Theft Auto's performance this year, you know, that's a high bar to clear going forward. So as investors think about the opportunity to sustain your scale off of that base, how should they think about the mix between just an ongoing significant revenue contribution from Grand Theft Auto versus the pipeline that you went into some good detail in the prepared remarks discussing? And then I have one follow-up. Thank you.
So it reminds me of my SATs. It's box D, all of the above.
Yeah.
Okay.
Your next question comes from the line of James Heaney with Jefferies. Please go ahead.
Yeah, great. Maybe just diving in again on mobile. I mean, it's just been impressive to see continued growth of Toon Blast and Match Factory as kind of the biggest drivers for the segment. I was just hoping you could go into some detail about the unique drivers across those franchises that you think has sort of enabled them to continue growing this far after the initial launch. Thanks.
Well, actually, very different. So Toon Blast has been around for a really long time. Match Factory is relatively new. So Match Factory last year was still in growth mode, and we've projected that it would moderate. We'll see what actually happens. Toon Blast is a legacy title, and with regard to Toon Blast, what you're seeing is you know, a title where the consumers who are involved are getting more and more involved, and that's a reflection of the content that Peak is putting into the game and offers that are made to consumers. So basically, with regard to a legacy title, where you may not have a sharp growth curve on DAUs, you will have an effort to actually serve the consumers we have much more effectively. And I think that's what you're seeing in Toon Blast. Match Factory is still in pretty steep early. It's not that old a title. So it's very different. We need to have, you know, we need to be muscular in both areas. We need to be able to, you know,
Also,
run our
the
live
next
services
earnings call
businesses
is the
really well
last
for a
earnings
long
call
time, and Zynga does a phenomenal
before
job at that. But by the way,
GTA 6 comes
you know,
out.
so does Rockstar, right? GTA Online is a live services business. It's 13 years old. Red Dead Online is a, you know, legacy live services business. So NBA 2K Online is a live services business.
I would assume it's
And
going to
we have
be,
to do
if they're
everything
following the
well
schedule
here
that they're
to
following
make this
now,
place
because I
an
guess
exciting
this
place to
earnings call
work.
got pushed
You know,
back,
we've
they're
got
saying.
a pipeline of
So if
frontline
they
titles.
follow
We've
this
got to turn them
schedule,
into
we'll
hits.
get it
We don't
in the
always
third
succeed,
week
but we have to
of.
try. You know, we have a live services business that I just mentioned. We have to
Oh, no, well, then
optimize
the earnings
those
call would be on the 19th.
across both mobile, console,
Interesting.
and
I'm not
PC.
sure. I'm
And
just
then,
going
of
to
course,
show
we
my
have a
mouth. I don't
catalog.
fucking know.
And when you add it all up and we do a good job across the board, you get the kind of year that we got last year. And we now expect to make a meaningful step up, you know, obviously driven largely by the launch of GTA 6, but also driven by performance of the rest of the business. And then we expect to set that as a new base from which to grow. And that's a reflection of firing on all cylinders. Undoubtedly, we'll have some lapses along the way. We don't know where the lapses will be. But, you know, if history is any guide, we'll also have some titles that will meaningfully beat expectations going forward. And part of our three-part strategy of being the most creative, the most innovative, and the most efficient
I
is
just heard somebody
indeed
cough
to be
again.
the most innovative. And if you look at the history of the company, you know, we've been a leader in innovations, whether that's development or marketing. And I have no doubt in the coming
brother,
years
hold
we'll
it
be
in.
able to innovate further. And I don't know exactly what form that'll take, but I would just, you know, note that this company doesn't look anything like it did 19 years ago, despite still being in the interactive entertainment business. Lots of what we do here didn't even exist back then. And this industry, never mind the company, is still on a sharp growth curve in terms of its cohort of engaged consumers and the opportunities to do new things and bring those new things to people in new ways.
Helpful context. Thank you.
Your next question comes from the line of Jason Bazinet with Citi. Please go ahead.
I just had a quick historical question. In the past, when you've been confronted with, these big titles like, I don't know, whether it's GTA 4 or 5 or the last two Red Deads, how accurate would you say your firm, your management team was in terms of predicting, how well these titles would do? Were there some that sort of disappointed or others that really beat, or were they sort of all within a pretty tight confidence interval in terms of your own internal expectations?
So with regard to the titles you mentioned, as it happened, they all performed better than we had expected, but we've had plenty of other titles that disappointed, candidly. Thankfully, not of late.
Okay.
And they tend to be few and far between. But it would not be accurate to say that our expectations are always exceeded, not accurate in the least. And that's why, we are, I think, appropriately humble around here. This is the entertainment business. It is unforgiving. We try our hardest. We do not always succeed.
Understood. Thank you for that color.
Your next question comes from the line of Alec Brondolo with Wells Fargo. Please go ahead.
Yeah, hey, thanks so much for the question. I appreciate it. I think I want to maybe try to ask Colin Sebastian's question in a little bit of a different way. I think that there's been a lot of conversations in the industry over the last several months about the growth of Roblox, the growth of lower priced games on Steam and the $10 to $20 price point. It seems like it's mostly driven by younger gamers. Obviously Take-Two doesn't participate meaningfully in those categories. You have, a couple of lower priced games in the $50 range like Mafia. I think the question is what is the level of confidence that the newer cohort of gamers will graduate into more premium AAA experiences over time? I think the question is the young person that's playing Roblox, are they going to want to play $80 Grand Theft Auto 6 when they grow up, or might they be habituated onto lower fidelity titles? Any thoughts there would be helpful.
I love how he said $80.
So actually, it's the contrary. When entertainment properties are aimed at children, I don't know if you have children, but right around the age of 10 or 11, they do not want to be children anymore. They want to be teenagers. So one of the issues, and this is not by way of being critical of anyone else in the industry, but one of the issues with children's programming, whether that's linear entertainment or interactive entertainment, is that, children reach a certain point, they don't want to be engaged with kids programming anymore, even if it's appealing to them. So it's not that a certain kind of kids-oriented interactive entertainment is necessarily a feeder to what we do in certain parts of this company. Remember, we also do make plenty of entertainment around here that's available for all audiences. But with regard to our M-rated titles, it's not necessarily the case that something else is a feeder to it. It's a different business. But it is a business that is only available if you're 17 or above. And I think if you engage with interactive entertainment and you're 17 or above, it's very difficult for me to imagine that you wouldn't be incredibly interested in our M-rated titles, specifically one that is coming up.
Perfect. Thanks so much.
Your next question comes from the line of Eric Sheridan with Goldman Sachs. Please go ahead.
Thanks so much for taking the question. Maybe building on two of the topics we've talked about on the call so far, with respect to mobile advertising and building additional optimization around user acquisition, how are you thinking about the signals as more mobile advertising becomes driven by AI and machine learning with respect to either being able to deploy more dollars at a higher return on ad spend or possibly becoming more efficient with respect to advertising? And if possible, I have a quick follow-up.
Well, we certainly try to do that. We work with AppLovin and we are trying to optimize, of course, our return on ad spend. And sometimes things are going really well in the market. At other times we're frustrated in the market, depending on what's going on. There have been moments, for example, when we really couldn't get out there and spend because we could not find inventory at a price that made sense. There are other times when we can do that. That changes. It's our job to make sure that we understand the payback period on what we're spending, and we have very tight guidelines about that. But you have to be on top of it all the time, because when you spend money in mobile, as you know, you're spending it based on an expectation that you'll earn it back over a period of time. That expectation is based on prior history, but prior history isn't always dispositive.
I wish somebody would like hop in there and
So
like
we are
accidentally
constantly on a
misspeak. Like, all
daily
right, so
basis
since
tuning
you
up
said
our
that
models
marketing was starting in
that will
quarter one,
inform how we
2027,
spend
blah blah
money
blah,
on user
and hopefully he
acquisition.
would
As I
correct me and be
said,
like,
sometimes it's greater,
no,
sometimes it
I
gets
didn't
lower.
say it was
We
starting
also have this weird
quarter one,
anomaly,
or
which I'm
maybe
sure
he
you're
wouldn't
aware of,
correct
which
that,
is
you know?
if we're out
Like,
of
I
the
wonder
UA
what he
business
would
for a
say to
period
that.
of time because we don't like it, of course we make more money, because there's no UA that's spent that comes back the same day in its entirety. Sometimes you get a really quick payback period. We have had experiences where the payback period has been as quick as 90 days. And I don't think we talk publicly about our expectations around the payback period in general. But let's just say I think we're more conservative than most. To answer your question, are there new opportunities to be more efficient in this area? Yes, I believe so. And of course, it's not lost on anyone that after Apple changed their attribution characteristics, the entire industry was challenged. But you can see from our own results with Zynga last year that we have surmounted those challenges, and we feel pretty good about how the business operates now.
Great. And if I could just ask one more, with respect to your approach to go to market with DTC, any new learnings about what the opportunity set might look like, or the ceiling of that opportunity might be to grow the percentage of mix from DTC over time? Thanks so much.
But look, I've been saying for a long time that I thought both sort of the competitive landscape and the regulatory landscape would be favorable with regard to our overall distribution costing, and taking as part of
I'm
our
hearing a
overall
police siren in the background now or something,
our
or
D2C cost, which is
some sort of
significantly
siren.
lower than third-party cost, but multiplied by the
You
share of
imagine
market
Strauss
related
is
to
sitting there right now
DTC,
and
and we
somebody's
have
playing
said
GTA
that
6 in the
that
same
share has been
fucking
growing.
room
We have not talked about what percent
with
it
the
is or
volume
where
just
it's going.
on loud.
What we want to make sure, though, is two things. Number one, we want to be where the consumer is. The goal of this company is not to control distribution. The goal of this company is to make hits and bring them to consumers wherever they are, however they want them, and of course to do so on economic terms. We value our third-party retailers greatly. We especially value them when they provide marketing opportunities for us. And we understand that there's a value in the marketing that third-party retailers can provide, and that would intersect with how much they charge us for access to their consumers. So the more value a third-party retailer provides to us from a marketing point of view, the more comfortable we are working with them. At the same time, there is a role for direct-to-consumer opportunities. For us, it's all of the above.
Your next question comes from the line of Mike Hickey with StoneX. Please go ahead.
Hey, Strauss, Carl, Laney, Nicole, congrats, guys. On a great year and a great guide. Very exciting. Just two questions, Strauss. First, I think you referenced before being astonished by Rockstar's marketing creativity. Clearly, they've got precedent there. Can you talk, I guess, philosophically about how Rockstar thinks about building anticipation for a game launch of this scale, and how beneficial that marketing effort can be in terms of sustaining or even building demand for around the current GTA ecosystem, and if that ancillary benefit is baked into your guidance? Follow-up.
Well, look, thanks for the question. I'm obviously not going to go into detail. What we've said about marketing GTA 6 is that marketing will start this summer, and as you know, any information around releases and marketing comes from our labels, and that shouldn't be news to you. That said, do we see in any release, no matter how highly anticipated it is, both the need to market the title?
I swear to God, somebody, he's playing GTA 6. Somebody's playing GTA 6 in the same fucking room as Strauss Zelnick. First it was the coughing, now there's sirens going on in the background. I swear to God, this would be the biggest troll. He just gets off the mic, he's puffing a big ass fucking cigar, and he's like, yeah, these motherfuckers are gonna love this shit. Gets on the call. Oh yeah, as you know, look,
a lot of money to market that, to make sure that people know it's out and it's great and it's worth seeing. And I think that's the story of the entertainment business. So, I don't think there's any situation where one can expect to have a massive hit and not engage heavily in the marketing. And, I think that will be true for this company across the board. And I think, again, across the board, actually, I think this company does spectacular marketing, and, whatever we did last year, we got to do better this year. Whatever we do this year, we got to do better next year. We demand it of ourselves, and frankly, the market demands it of us.
Nice. On AI, Strauss, not to be redundant, you gave a really thorough answer, but maybe just for clarification, do you feel like at this point you've got broad buy-in from your studio leadership around the use of AI tools, not just in marketing, but in game development? And when you think about these tools over time, I know you're doing a lot in terms of investing in product tools related to AI. Do you think this will allow you and your studio teams to unlock maybe some dormant franchise IP or even new IP that may not have been produced over the last decade plus due to resource constraints? And if that's the case, would you look to build headcount into that opportunity? Thank you.
I think that everyone is bought into the possibilities of new technology. And I think there are times when some of my colleagues think I'm too conservative on the topic. I've actually never been accused internally of going too fast or doing crazy stuff. I think I probably err on the side of being a little more conservative. Think about it. The people who are on the front lines of developing here are absolute experts in software, in art, and in video games. And the way they got the job to work at a company like this is because they were on the front lines, and because they were innovating, and they were highly creative, and because they were efficient. So you have to assume that they're going to be the first people to embrace new technology that allows them to do a better job. That said, we're known for making these beautiful handcrafted titles around here. And any technology that we use, I think, will be in the hands of immensely creative people and will take the form of handcrafting. Our art is created in computers. It always has been. But our art is created by human beings using computers. And I believe that will continue to be the case.
Thanks, guys.
Your next question comes from the line of Brian Pitts with BMO Capital Markets. Please go ahead.
Thanks for the questions. I'll try a couple here. Any additional color you can provide on GTA 6 around your framework for the PC release, as well as if the game, has any chance of being cross-platform? Also, any best estimates on when we could see a pre-sale
I don't
launch
think he's
for
going
the
to talk
game?
about any of that.
If not, perhaps you could at least provide your best guesstimate of timing on hearing more of these details. Thanks.
Yeah, as you know,
Doesn't
look,
talk
the
any
PC
about any
market's
of
a
that.
great market, and it's growing for console type titles, and it's a market we serve avidly. And virtually all of our hit titles end up on all platforms over time. That said, Rockstar Games has announced GTA 6 for console only so far, and we're excited about our November 19th release.
Thank you.
Yeah, so he wasn't going to talk about none of that shit.
Your next question comes from the line of Ron Song with Wolfe Research. Please go ahead.
Hey guys, thanks for the question. Just turning back to NBA. I know Laney talked about the fourth quarter, but as we look at fiscal 27 and lapping that 30% RCS growth, I guess, is there anything you can share or break down on what gives you the line of sight to being able to sustain the high single digits? I guess I'm really trying to get at how you think about the stage of growth for monetization and engagement for the basketball franchise, noting what Carl said about the Stay Tuned comment. Thanks.
So we're incredibly proud of NBA 2K's fiscal 2026 record-breaking results, and we're applying the successful learnings to our strategy for this year, including within NBA 2K27. And while fiscal 2026 set records, we have a consistent track record of delivering strong, sustainable RCS growth and are confident in doing so in fiscal 2027. So, when VC looks at the game each year, they just do not, sort of rest on their laurels. They continue to make this game bigger and better every year. And we've seen that time and time again.
Your next question comes from the line of Martin Yang with Oppenheimer. Please go ahead.
Hi, thank you for taking the question. I have one question on mobile. Zynga has meaningful presence in Turkey with Rollic and Peak. Can you maybe comment on whether those studios have benefited from the local government policy that favors developers that was released this year?
So obviously, we've had a lot of great success in the Turkish market from a development perspective. Some of our biggest and best titles, our studios, are in Turkey. We have a fantastic relationship with our developers there, and we love being in that environment. In terms of sort of the government influence, government opportunities, to the extent that there are opportunities available in any jurisdiction where we operate, we would take advantage of those as much as we possibly can. Local jurisdictions are very important business partners to us, and it's something that we take very seriously because it's an opportunity. It's not only good for us, but it's also good for the local markets.
Thanks, Karl.
Your next question comes from the line of Omar Dessouky with Bank of America. Please go ahead.
Hey, thanks for taking my question. So Strauss, I was in the audience at a conference you spoke at recently, and you made a couple of comments that really caught my attention. So one comment was that you'd price your games to reflect the value that they provide for consumers. And then a second comment was that the retail price of video games has gone down in real terms over the years. So do your comments imply that you also believe a $70 price tag would be too low for GTA 6 relative to its value to consumers? Because by that logic, a $70 price tag implies to me that the consumer value of GTA 6 will also go down. Now, if I've misheard your comments, I apologize. However, if my logic is flawed, then what would a $70 price tag imply about the consumer value of GTA 6 relative to its predecessor?
I think what I was trying to get at was on real terms, video games have become a better and better deal for consumers over a period of time, and that's a good thing. So I don't think the comments are in conflict. In other words, if you can give people something really great and you can offer it on really favorable economic terms, that's a win-win. So I was really trying to make the point that even though I think the value has grown materially, certainly a video game, released today is vastly more exciting, compelling, intriguing, and longer lasting entertainment than it was when I was at Crystal Dynamics in 1993. But in real terms, frontline prices have declined. I was using that as a backdrop to point out that we think that the most important thing is to deliver the best entertainment on earth. And then the second most important thing is to do it on really favorable economic terms. But I didn't mean to guide in any way, how you should think about our upcoming unannounced price on any release. That'll become clear to the market in the fullness of time. Whatever it is, though, we want it to represent enormous value to the consumer.
Okay, thanks a lot.
Your next question comes from the line of Clay Griffin with MoffettNathanson LLC. Please go ahead.
Thanks. Good afternoon. You all had such success with, I think you coined the phrase actually, tethered free to play with GTA Online. It helped you sell full game units, and full game unit sales helped onboard people onto GTA Online. I know the industry has changed a lot over the years, but and you haven't announced any pricing or packaging as it relates to this topic. But just curious if there are dynamics, evolutions in the industry that would make that decision different than the decision you so successfully used with GTA 5 and GTA Online, the tethered free to play strategy.
I think, of course, not having announced any online version for GTA 6, it certainly would be premature to talk about, an upcoming business model for something that we haven't talked about. But I think conceptually, what we pride
That was good,
ourselves
Ricky.
on here is being thoughtful and open-minded, and trying to meet consumers where they are and trying to optimize the entertainment or experience for those consumers. And that's what we've been talking about a lot on this call. When it really comes down to it, what does this company think about? 24/7, what do I think about? I think about making sure that this is an enterprise that more so than any other entertainment enterprise on earth focuses on making hit properties that excite and engage consumers. That's what we all think about. Right now, I'm in a room with, our staff, right? They're in this room, we're staff executives, right? I'm with the IR team, the finance team, the operations team, legal team. But our job, we don't make the titles here. We don't market them, not in this room, not the room that's talking to you today. But our mission is to make great entertainment properties. And if we get that right as an organization, all 14,000 people, full-time colleagues and contractors associated with Take-Two and our affiliates focus on making the best entertainment on earth, then everything else will take care of itself. Naturally, we have to be the most thoughtful people, the most aggressive people with regard to marketing and distribution. By the way, legal activities, finance activities, accounting activities, tax activities as well. That's our job. But the mission of the organization is to make great entertainment. And having spent a long time in every entertainment business there is, I can tell you one thing: hits cure all ills. Make great hits over and over and over again, you're gonna have a great enterprise. And we're so proud of everything this company does, and we're so proud of the culture in which we do it. But if we don't get up every day and make hits, none of that matters. So that's our job. That's what we focus on. And frankly, the results that we're talking about today and the guidance that we gave you for tomorrow, all of that is based on having made hits, having delivered hits, and an expectation that we are going to bless you, and an expectation that we're going to continue doing just that at a higher and higher level.
Thank you. Thanks for that.
Your next question comes from the line of Drew Crum of B. Riley Securities. Please go ahead.
Okay, thanks. Hey guys, good afternoon. So looking at your net bookings guidance, how, if in any way, is potential cannibalization from GTA 6 influencing your view or range of outcomes you see for fiscal 27? Thanks.
Look, the cannibalization doesn't really apply to the entertainment business. In the entertainment business, you compete against everything. You compete against your competitors. You compete against yourselves. You
Yeah, we
compete
can get
against
no trailer
nothing.
3 until like
Choice to do
July or
nothing.
August, big
So
dog.
if you're in the grocery business, like everyone needs to eat, so you're competing with the grocery store next door. But with regard to entertainment, if there's something that you want in the market and then there's something else that you want, you'll try to buy both. And if there's nothing that you want, you won't buy either. So there's no one-to-one cannibalization. And in fact, history shows that when there's a big hit in the market, you know what it does? It energizes consumers around the entertainment market, and they consume more. So I actually think if we're fortunate enough to have the kind of year that we expect, maybe we'll even do a little better than we expect. That's not just going to be good for Take-Two and our labels. It's going to be good for the industry as a whole.
Thanks, Charles.
That concludes our question and answer session. I will now turn the call back to Strauss Zelnick for closing remarks.
I've spoken an awful lot today, and as you pointed out, I've been at a bunch of conferences lately too, so maybe no one needs to hear any more than me, more from me. I would like to say this though, we delivered great results that we talked about today, and we set a guidance that reflects great results going forward. All of that comes from our colleagues around the world. So I want to take a minute to express this management team's enormous gratitude and my personal gratitude to our creative teams, our marketing teams, and our distribution teams, and our finance teams and our operations teams all over the world, more than 100 offices around the world, if I'm not mistaken, who work incredibly hard in an incredibly dedicated way to support our collective mission. All of this is because of their work. I get to organize the victory lap. So thank you to our team. And then I'd like to take a moment also to thank our shareholders and everyone who supports us and the people who attended this call. It's always nice to have a good news call, and we're really happy to share it with you all.
You heard it, folks. GTA 6, well, it's not delayed today.
Ladies and gentlemen,
I think it's coming out November
concludes today's
19th.
call. Thank you all for joining.
I don't think we're
You may
getting
now
no
disconnect.
marketing, including a trailer, until July or August. That's my guess. Appreciate everybody tuning in. Make sure y'all subscribe to the channel. Take it easy, y'all. Peace.